Spider Queen.
Hello and welcome to Hero League. Today we're playing on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Enemy team has first pick and first ban, so we're gonna get into this draft and get into the game. Enemy team kicks it off with an Azmodan ban. Friendly team bans out Garrosh Hellscream. The enemy team bans out Mephisto. And the friendly team finishes up the first ban phase with a white main ban. First pick goes to the enemy team, and they draft Kael'thas. Next two picks go to the friendly team. And it's looking like we are picking up a Raynor and a Nazebo.
I hear the call. Anytime you're ready.
I heed the voice of Elune.
Enemy team locks in the Tyrande. And an Illidan. Oh my.
Unending.
Friendly team starting up the second ban phase of the draft. And they ban out the Stitches. Last ban of the draft goes to the enemy team, and they ban out Deckard Cain. And the next two picks go to the friendly team,
To my last breath.
who lock in with a Muradin and a Rhaegar. Enemy team finishes up their draft with a Cassia and a Johanna. And the friendly team locks in with a Lily. Double support game for the friendly team. I'm actually not too worried with the double support. The only thing that I am worried about is that Lily's going to try and go for some kind of a damage build. And I actually think that will hurt us. I actually do think that could hurt us pretty bad. I'm not too worried about our damage. We have the Nazebo and the Raynor. They should be capable of putting out pretty decent damage. But because we have two healers, I'm going to go with the Perfect Storm here at level 1. Let's see, Lily's going with the Wind Serpents here. Looks like she's going for that weird damage build. I really hope we don't see a Water Dragon, because I can really see that backfiring on us. Even though Jugs can get shut down, they really only have the Johanna and the Tyrande to stop that. Tyrande's going to have a hard time hitting that. Her stun's pretty small for a skill shot. And Johanna's going to be busy with everyone else. Misses with the Storm Bolt there. I'm just going to back off just a little bit here. Almost a Cassia kill there. Oh, I didn't notice that. I'm just going to wait for my second wind to kick in. I'm going to head up to the top lane. Get some of this soak. Not a bad first fight. Nobody really coming out on top there. We do have double support, so you shouldn't expect anyone to get just blown up there, but there's always the potential. They do have a lot of damage between the Cassia and the Kael'thas there, so there's something to pay attention to. Alright, I'm gonna head back down to the mid lane here. Gonna go ahead and stun that out. Trying to mount here, woman. Go on over the wall here. Let my second wind kick in. Coming in for that stun. Didn't matter though. Enemy team's doing a lot more damage than I would like. And my team doesn't seem super responsive right now. But our damage will scale up pretty nicely. Did Raynor go for the stacking? Raynor did not go for the stacking. He went for the executioner style. We aren't soaking our lanes properly here, which is really bad. This is bad. This is not good. We're gonna get the increased attack speed reduction.
Try and stop me.
Yeah, Nazebo's gonna wind up dead. Alright, I'm gonna head back down to the mid lane. Armor reduction on me. I'm okay though. Good kill. We did pick up the kill. I'm pretty sure the enemy team was able to recover their gems, but that's okay. Wow, I missed that. This Tehran likes to just try to bully people. My team really ought to punish her for that, but they're not. And she's a pretty easy kill. Should be a pretty easy kill. We just don't want to punish. We don't want to punish her stepping up like that. Enemy team gets the first turn in. Oh, I hit the minion. Really, I'm actually hoping Lily goes with the jugs and not the water dragon. Alright, going with the Skullcracker here. Just trying to make sure those guys are staying back. Keeping their damage from getting up and really pushing with that objective there. I'm gonna head on up to the top lane here, attempt to help clear this out. And we're not gonna take a whole lot of damage from their first objective. It was a pretty early objective, so pretty weak objective too. Alright, time for us to get our own turn in.
Destroy their constructs. Reclaim the gems of my power. Show no mercy.
Armor reduction is really hurting me, but it's okay. It's okay for right now. We'll be fine once I get some more talents in. I keep missing these storm bolts. I really need to stop doing that. I'm trying to throw them out too fast. I'm being too aggressive. And my team hasn't been responding to that, so I should stop doing it. Heading up to the top lane. Nazebo, are you gonna make it away?
Show no mercy.
Grabbing these gems. Framing them out a little bit there. Yeah, he's kinda right, but the healers weren't there. Man, I'm framing. Oh boy, I'm gonna disconnect. It's jackhammering. I can't move. Okay, I can move again. Kind of. I can kind of move here. No, I can't move. I can't tell what's happening. I could punish that Cassia right there. If I could just move. I can't tell what's happening. I can't tell what's going on. I'm the reason that person died, because I was disconnecting. I mean, it'd be real nice if this didn't happen every fucking 2 games. I'll see you guys at level 13. Oh, never mind, I'm back in, but I'm still framing.
Catch up. Who wants some of this? Out of my way.
Alright, hopefully it's done with that. Alright, Avatar coming up. Is the enemy team on boss? No, they're turning in.
It's hammer time.
They are actually pushing this bot lane down here. We should have went down there and punished that bot lane. Yeah, for having 2 healers, we sure aren't getting any healing. Bloodlust and Water Dragon. I'm pretty sure this game's over now. After those ultimate pickups, pretty sure that's it. Oh, I barely made it out of there. Oh.
Hope you don't get amnesia from that. Good kill there. Your time has come.
Their ult picks tilted me, I think. I'm pretty sure their ult picks tilted me right there. Why both of those? We'd be able to fight so much stronger if we had big healing. But now we don't. We don't. Pretty sure we lose everything from this point on. Enemy team soon to have 16 because we're incapable of soaking our lanes. Because we're idiots. We don't know how to soak. Yeah, we can't really stay and fight because we have no big healing. That was smart. That was some brilliant play by our Lily there. Good feed. Yeah, this is bad. Enemy team's gonna come push down our keep now. Goodbye. Not gonna let you push my keep down. If I can help it. Like, that right there, she's out here by herself. We need to punish that, but we're not. Enemy team's about to have 16. We needed to take a fight, but we can't because our Lily was dead. Let's go clear bot. We gotta go clear bot. Oh my god, they're fighting. 16. Dude, we would be dominating this enemy team if we had those healing ults. We'd be destroying these guys if we had those healing ults. If we had... If we had the ancestral healing and the cups, we would be in the dominant position here. Thanks for the zombie wall there, Nazebo. Goodbye, Lily. It's Lily. This is why I don't like Lilies. You pick stupid ultimates, you run into the enemy team because you think, I have fast feet and I have blinds, yeah, and I'm a cute fucking little panda shit. And then you die. I remember playing against a Lily who literally, she would pop her jugs. I was playing Garrosh. She would pop her jugs and walk straight to me. And I would throw her, taunt her, and kill her. Every single time. This is what Lilies do. They throw games. Enemy team's doing boss. I'm just gonna get this turn in and try to reduce some of this pressure. Alright, enemy team's not on the boss. We really need to push for a keep. But the team isn't going to want to do that. They're going to want to go fight. Which we probably should do. Because we are on the same talent tier as the enemies. But now, Nazeeva's in here getting ganked.
That's more like it.
It is over for now.
So what if you're out healing their healer? You're not out healing their damage. That's what matters.
The clutch is ready to form again.
Like if you're saying I'm out healing the enemy healer, cool. Okay, good for you. You're not out healing their damage though. You're not keeping us alive. If you're such a good healer, why are we losing every fight? Almost instantly too. Almost instantly, every fight is lost.
Your enemy has done as I asked. Soon you will know my.
I don't think there's anything that I can do. There's literally nothing I can do here. If I go out there, I mean, we just fed them our Lily again. I can try and delay them on the core, but it's not gonna help much. Trying to get back in, couldn't get back in. Was also trying not to spread that bomb. Like double support is really strong right now. It actually is. You see it a lot in like HGC play. This double support doesn't work. When both of your support heroes go damage talents, you can't win. Hello, so I cut out all the audio after this point because I was really frustrated at the end of this, and I was having a really hard time of putting what I was trying to say into words, so I'm trying to redo that right now. I think there were a lot of things that were really wrong with the way my team played this match as a whole. And I want to try and break it down some because I think there's a lot that can be learned from this match. We're going to ignore the draft. We're not going to talk about that. There's nothing that could have been done to change the draft. I mean, to be honest, that Lily pick just kind of snuck in there at the end of it. So let's just start with the early game. Early game was going fine, honestly. It wasn't that bad. I did say at the start of the game that I was worried about healers taking damage talents and their ultimate picks, and I think I definitely should have voiced those concerns to my team. That's totally on me, but as many of you know if you've been watching my videos, I'm often afraid of suggesting talents to teammates, because I'm sure many of you have experienced it. You suggest a talent to someone, or the worst way to do it is to wait for them to pick the talent and then tell them it's a bad talent. 'Cause either way, you usually wind up tilting somebody and they start playing or almost like they want to lose. Ultimately, I decided to place my trust in my team's ability to survey the enemy team, kind of look and see what the enemy team had and try to determine what we need, and combine that along with the results from the early team fights and come up with the best decision as to which ultimate they should take. I still think I probably should have voiced my concerns, though. Speaking of those early team fights, I mean, they were rough. There wasn't really a definitive winner on any of those team fights, to be honest, in the early game. A lot of them were, we would both trade out one kill and then back off, or we would both teams would get pretty low and then back off. And to be honest, I mean, there were a lot of people out of position and a lot of aggression at bad times. And this included me, because as I pointed out in the match, the team seemed a little sluggish or slow to respond to my aggression as the tank when I saw what I thought was an opportunity to get a kill. And we missed a lot of kills because of that. Even then, the early game wasn't all too bad. We weren't just flat out losing. And I really thought we had a chance to just blow up after level 10. I was like, these guys are doing a lot of damage, but after level 10, once we have those healing ultimates, we're going to be able to sustain through all this damage, and we're going to turn this fight upside down on this enemy team. And I really still think we had a chance to blow up after level 10. But the mid-game, that was the breaking point for our team. Those ult picks from the healers ultimately doomed us. And I'm going to try and tell you why I think they ultimately doomed us. I mean, as you saw, the enemy team was playing hyper-aggressive, just diving all in willy-nilly like, and they were dishing out serious damage with that, though. And our team wasn't built for being hyper-aggressive. I mean, we had a Nazebo, a Raynor, and 2 healers. And Nazebo's damage is damage over time, most of it. You know, a lot of his damage comes from poison. And Raynor relies on, you know, getting his stacks and throwing out that pepper, which he didn't even take the stacking talent, actually. And we weren't really a bursty team. We were built more for drawn out kind of fights, which is great on this map, actually. It's good for delaying those objectives and just kind of keeping the enemy from getting their turn in while you get yours in. And we should have played to our strengths, and we didn't. And we just needed to play a more drawn out type of team fight if we really wanted it to go in our favor. But, and this is a pretty big but, we didn't have enough sustain to keep us alive through the enemy team's burst. We just didn't. Jugs plus Ancestral would have given us a couple of extra lives, so to speak. It would have allowed us to survive through that burst, let the enemy team expend all of their damage on us, and then we turn the fight around and probably get a kill or two. Maybe the whole team, who knows? And I mean, because once they expended their burst, they basically had nothing until their cooldowns came back up, and that would be a little bit. And I really think if we just survived the burst, we won the fights every single time. I'm pretty sure we would have won every single fight if we just survived that initial burst, but we couldn't. And I'm not saying it's all on those ultimate picks. I missed a lot of Storm Bolts and DC'd right at level 10. Nazebo ganked a number of times, or just flat out a position right at the start of fights. And Lily started feeding pretty hard towards the end. The only person who I think had pretty good position throughout the entire match was Raynor. But those late game deaths hurt a lot. Even just one death after, level 16 can cost you dearly. And Lily gave them 2 really easy kills after level 16, where she was basically by herself. And I ran into this a week or so ago with a Hanzo player who only died twice in the match, and another one of our teammates had died something like 5 or 6 times, and he did that in the early game during team fights. But both of the Hanzo players' deaths were after level 20, and they were either 1v4 or 1v5. And it seems like these people who go and give these late game deaths always try to point the finger at someone with more deaths than them, when in actuality, their 2 deaths were far more impactful than the other player who died 4 or 5 times in team fights. Whether we won the fights or not doesn't matter. When and where you die does matter a lot in this game, especially when. When is a big deal. And I guess you could say where is just as big a deal, because if you're out there by yourself, you're kind of leaving your team shit out of luck for the rest of the match, because they're not going to have you for, a minute and some change. And it was just such a frustrating game. But double healer's not bad. It's not a bad way to go. It's actually really strong, and it's coming back into the meta in the HCC in a really big way. In the last series that I watched, I saw it in numerous games. So many different games had double healer. And but I mean, we're not HCC players, obviously. We're down here in the pits of Gold League. And if you're gonna go double healer, be 2 healers. It's the best thing you can do for your team, because you cannot say we are not gonna have enough damage when you go double healer if you are single tank, 2 damage, double healer. Because most team comps are double tank, 2 damage, healer. So saying, oh, we're not going to have enough damage, both of our healers need to pick up damage talents is not valid. It's not a valid argument. And I'll say it again, I've been preaching it this entire time. I'm sure if they had both just gone full heal build with heal ultimates, we won every single fight, hands down. I'm sure of that, and I would love to put that to the test somehow, but I don't know how I would do that. Anyway, that's all I really have to say is all of that. Everyone was a little bit at fault in this loss, except maybe Raynor. I didn't pay attention to him that much during the game, but I think he probably played the best out of the whole team. I don't think anyone was really exempt of blame in this, but I do think the 2 healers carried the majority of the blame, despite their I need a word. I want to say pleas, but that's not the right word. Their pleas of, we're not at fault, we chose the right ultimates here. And I'm gonna tell you why one of these ultimates was really bad. And it's actually not the Lily ultimate, it's the Rehgar ultimate. The Rehgar Bloodlust increases your attack speed, your move speed, and gives you healing off of basic attacks. This enemy team had a Johanna and a Cassia. Instantly shuts down Bloodlust. All you have to do is blind whoever that low health individual is. He gets no healing, he gets no damage, and he dies. That's one reason why just one of those ultimates was a bad pick. The other ultimate, Water Dragon, really, it accomplished nothing. It brought nothing to our team fight. It does some damage and slows, but we never really even got to the point where we had major kill potential on the enemy team. So why would we pick something that's meant for chasing? That is definitely more meant for chasing, not so much for, I mean, I guess you could use it for escaping a little bit, but It seems like it's more designed for chasing and initiating, but obviously we weren't going to even get to the point where we had potential to kill multiple enemies unless we could survive their burst. At any rate, I'm going to leave this here. I would love some feedback on this, guys. I really would. What do you think about this match? I really want to know. I'm going to try and put more matches like this on the channel, just because I do definitely think they can be learned from. It's just I don't want to put too many of them because I'm sure people probably just don't want to watch losing game after losing game after losing game and just listen to me bitch the whole time. So maybe one of these a week or something like that is something I could do, because I often find myself recording games that are just miserable like this one and throwing them out because I don't think they would be fun to watch. But let me know if you actually enjoyed this. Let me know. I would really like to start analyzing losing games more, like actually digging into them, breaking them down a little, and trying to determine what went wrong, where the breaking point was, you know, what were some better talents that the friendly team could have focused on, and stuff like that. You know, I would love to do that. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next episode.